गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुग्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोः भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण द्वैतवासना प्रमुच्यते बोधात्मकाय नमस्तस्मै भगवते श्रीरमणमहर्षये। हृदाकाशे सदा बान्तं शान्तम् आनन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभानुम् अहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं श्रीसत्यसायिनं मन्त्रयामिनं। सच्चिदानन्दस्वरूपं हृद्यस्तीति सदा भाति प्रियं निखिलनिगमार्थसारं यस्य सुरमुनिजनवन्द्य पदाब्जद्वन्द्वं भक्तचित्ताभिरामं यत्तप्रसरति परिमलप्रेमप्रवाहं तमेव मम सर्वं विहरति प्रशान्तिनिलये साक्षात् ब्रह्मतत्त्वं। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्तेषु विज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मप्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिस्तक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसम् आलयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुविभावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमुपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिं मानतोऽस्मि। यस्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारम् एकमध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितीर्षतां तमोन्धं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। कस्मै न विभासितोऽयमतुलो ज्ञानप्रदीपः तद्रूपेण च नारदाय मुनये कृष्णाय तद्रूपिणा योगीन्द्राय तदात्मनाथ भगवद्राताय कारुण्यतः तच्छुद्धं विमलं विशोकममृतं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनः तं नमामि हरिं परम्। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय श्रीगोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो ब्रह्मण्यदेवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्हिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। सत्यव्रतं सत्यपरं धृसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं ऋतसत्यनेत्रं सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना। वन्दे वृन्दावनचरं वल्लवीजनवल्लभं जयन्ती सम्भवं धाम वै जयन्ती विभूषणम्। गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं slowly we have come to the seventh day of our Saptaham, traversing through great mountain peaks of bhaktas, this river of prema is slowly flowing towards the ocean called Bhagavan, Shri Krishna. Now we've been looking at the Bala Vrindavana Leelas of Krishna, Bhagavan's successful Mathura Vijayam, Kamsa Samharam, Bhagavan going to Sandipani Ashrama to uphold the tradition that all education should come from a guru. That without a guru one cannot achieve anything. Even Bhagavan wants to show that. Otherwise, Akila Kaladi Guru. When Bhagavan was dancing on Kaliya, who taught him to dance? When Bhagavan was playing on the flute, who taught him the music? Ellam Bhagavan knows. But at the same time, in order to formally learn everything, he went and attended the Gurukulam. Having given the Guru's son back as Guru Dakshina, having restored him from the jaws of death itself, Bhagavan returned to Mathura, was spending time there. For Bhagavan's thoughts, Bhagavan was studying now. Even though Bhagavan was studying in Sandipani Ashrama in Ujjain, his thoughts were in Vrindavanam only. And when he came back to Mathura, Bhagavan would go and stand. The palace of the king was there, Angadam Bhagavan was living, staying. Apo large arched windows were there in the balcony outside. The balcony la Bhagavan will stand and look outside beyond the city, outskirts of the city la Yamuna river, beyond Yamuna river, the woodlands of Vrindavanam. Adabdiye Bhagavan will keep looking at it. Bhagavan, when Bhagavan lived in Vrindavanam, Bhagavan was surrounded by those superlative devotees called Gopikas. When Bhagavan came to Mathura, Bhagavan found an equally superlative devotee, Uddhava. Nala Bhagavan is never at a loss for devotees. For Bhagavan, there are devotees wherever he goes. For devotees, there is only one Bhagavan. If he is here, he is happy. If he is there also, he is happy because he is always surrounded by his people. And Bhaktalukona, Bhagavan is only one Bhagavan. Adanala, the Gopikas are still sad. Looking across the river into the woodlands of Vrindavan, Bhagavan is peering into the hearts of the Gopikas and seeing the sorrow in their hearts. Bhagavan wanted to relieve that sorrow. Why is there sorrow? All sorrow is only selfishness. Alas, Krishna is not with me is sorrow. Alas, I am not with Krishna is sorrow. Wherever Krishna is happy, there is no sorrow. Wherever I am, Krishna is with me in my heart nalum, there is no sorrow. Either you realize Krishna's omnipresence in your own heart and through jnana, then there is no sorrow, or an absolute attitude of selflessness, you say, Bhagavan, wherever you are there, that is enough. Sorrow is not there. Jnana alone is sustainable. The former is a bhava. Bhavas all fall off after some time. Bhava requires fuel. Like a fire. The fire, if the indhanam is not there, fuel is not there for the fire, it will simply die down. Bhava is like a fire. It needs constant fuel. Fuel illena poidu. That is why people say, I feel very dry sometimes. Fuel is not there. If you you won't feel dry. When you are listening to Saptaham, you will feel connected. I feel something. But if that is also not there, you will say, I feel very dry. There are dry days. Fuel is necessary. Constantly fuel. Adanada satsangam. Bhava bhalati nal bhavanatita sadbhavati rutale undi para. Sadbhavati rutale undi para. Parabhakti tatuvam undi para. Ramana Bhagavan. Who should speak about Parabhakti? Paramajnani alone should speak about it. He alone is capable, eligible, competent to speak about it. He is attained it. Now Ramana Bhagavan says, what is Parabhakti? What is supreme devotion? Using the strength, using the power of Bhava, go beyond Bhava into that Sadbhava Sthiti, into that Sthiti of Jnana. Jnana alone will give that power of sustaining. That is why Gopikas were able to sustain that bhakti 100 years after also. Bhavatilana, they will burn out. You will burn out if you only go through with the fuel of Baba. You mentally, physically, emotionally, you will become exhausted if you are only going to always try to whip yourself up into a frenzy of devotion. It will not work. When you are listening to Saptaham, naturally that frenzy will come into you. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. You go and sleep tonight, tomorrow morning that frenzy will go away. No Saptaham tomorrow. Tonight we will finish. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, it will fade. You will be back to normal. What has happened? Those chemicals that have created that Baba are flushed out during the night. One night sleep, everything will be wiped out. Clearly reset it will be. Yesterday when we were listening to Krishna's departure, we felt sad. Today are we feeling sadly? Bhava needs the fuel, constant fuel to be sustained. If we are in satsangam, that fuel will be there. How long? Bhagavan gives a beautiful recipe. Ramana Bhagavan gives a nice recipe for it. He says, use that Bhava Balam, use the strength of Bhava. Get Bhava by being in satsangam. Use that strength until what? Until you can transcend all of those bhavas and settle down in jnana sthiti. Bhava bhalattinal. Bhavanatita sadbhava. Bhavana na imaginations. Bhakti la imagination is rife. Without imagination, there is no bhakti. Anusandanandane bhakti. You are imagining the Lord, you are thinking about the Lord, you are thinking of yourself with Him, you are remembering the times that you spent with Him. He will look like this, He will smile like this. Ella imagination. When we say everything is merely imagination, don't think I am decrying it, don't think I am demeaning it or lessening it. All this is also equally imagination only. Just because you are seeing it with your eyes open does not mean it is anything less than imagination. This is also equally an imagination. The entire world is an imagination. In this imagination, there are two types of imagination. The imagination that can bind, the imagination that can liberate. We are all busy in the imaginations that bind. Bhaktas are busy in the imagination that liberates. Imagining themselves with Bhagavan will liberate you. Imagining yourself in the world will keep you bound in this world. Vidya Maya, Avidya Maya. So use the imaginary powers that you have got, the imagination power that you have got. Keep creating the relationship with Bhagavan. You be in satsangam. Let it be the constant fuel for you. Think about Him, read about Him, hear about Him, sing about Him. Keep yourself in that frenzy. Bhakti or frenzy or intoxication or lahari adu. Be in that state. For how long? Not forever. You cannot stay like that forever. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would say when you sing, you start from the low bass note of sa re ga ma pa da ni. How long can we sustain ni? How long can we sustain ni? Ni சொல்லிட்டே இருக்க முடியுமா? முடியாது. All music will ultimately have to come back down to sa னு திருப்பி சாக்கு வரணும். சால தான் ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கு. In bhakti we build ourselves up from sa, then to re, to ga, to ma, to அப்படியே போய் நீல போய் நிக்கிறோம். We stand in the knee. We cannot stand forever in knee. Knees will hurt after some time. நீலயே நின்னேனா knee will hurt. அதனால இறங்கிடணும். We have to go back to flat ground. So this bhava can come. Bhava is not 24 hours la bhava la irukku. Mahabhava nu per adukku. There is such a situation, there is such a state. It is called Mahabhava. Sri Ramakrishna speaks about Mahabhava and he says if you enter into Mahabhava, body will not be able to keep up with the bhava. It will drop. Body will drop. They cannot continue to live in Mahabhava sthiti. Or there was a devotee of Swami. There was a man mad for Swami. Pichina pichi was mad for Swami. He would come wherever Swami came, he would come Tamil Nadu fellow. What did one? Whenever Swami came, he will come. He will not leave Swami. He would keep looking at Swami, eyes pouring with tears. And Swami, whenever he saw him, would run away. When Swami would run away. He would say, oh, give me one Pada Namaskar, give one Pada Namaskar, give me Pada Namaskar. No, go. And Swami would keep running away from him. Everybody was surprised. They thought, Swami, he's so devoted. Why are you running? What do you know? What do you know? He was relentless. He kept pursuing. Wherever Swami went, he would go. He would not care about food, clothes, family, everything he had forgotten. Wherever Swami went, he followed Swami. Swami was on a tour at that time. Followed Swami everywhere. Kept begging. Finally, people asked, Swami, please, Swami. No, not yet. Finally, when the time came, Swami said, all right, come. He came, he fell at Swami's feet. He merged into Swami. He died at Swami's feet. Swami said, that is why I did not want to give it to him before time. His bhakti is so much, if he touches me once, he will die. This body cannot handle the bhava that will come to him. That is why I had kept him at bay in Swami Chana. When I was in Parthi, sometimes, and generally it will happen only among the ladies. Swami comes out for darshan, some ladies will start screaming. Oh, Swami! Mostly Westerners. They'll go all excited. Katu. But then immediately they'll be dragged away. So I used to think it's rather unfair. I mean, they are not shouting because they are only shouting because they can't bear the emotion. They're so filled with emotion, so they are screaming out to you, Swami. How can you do this to them? I mean, what do you know? They'll become unbalanced. That's why I take them away from my presence. They are not able to handle it. So I take them, I have given instructions for them to be removed from the hall so that they rest and recover and come back. Otherwise, they won't be able to handle it. Adam bhava bhalam. Sometimes bhavam, careful, bhavam. Getting mad for God is not a problem. But it has to be a madness with sanity in it. There is madness and then there is madness. Generally, we say, oh, he's mad for such a thing. That doesn't mean he's really mad. Paithyam nartham illa. About using that bhava bhala, we should get into the state of jnana, that's the point. So use bhava, use bhavana, the imagination, stay in satsangam, stay around with good company, godly company, etc. until you develop enough thrust. The rocket alarm pogume. These rockets, when they go into space, what do? They need to launch off with so much, the thrusters go in full blow so that it is able to lift off. And how long is this required? It goes and reaches something called escape velocity. See, when you know spirituality, you know rocket science also. It is no rocket science. Atma Vidya, rocket science is no rocket science. Escape velocity, no. Until then, these thrusters keep firing until this rocket can escape the gravitational field of the earth. So it needs to reach a certain speed at which it will be able to cross. That is called escape velocity. And the escape velocity, it will go past the earth's gravitational field. After that, all the thrusters are switched off. In fact, they drop off. One by one, they all drop off. They all drop. After that, only the satellite alone will be automatically going around the orbit without any requirement of extra, this thrusting engine, fuel, it sheds all the fuel. It doesn't need fuel anymore. Energy, like that, in this spirituality also, we need all this sadhana, we need all this energy, we need all this balam, the force, the power that comes from satsangam, good company, good vibration. How long? The escape velocity reach pannatha. Escape the bondage of this world. Escape the identification with the body. Merge with the Atma. Adukapram you will become a satellite orbiting Bhagavan. Nibad chutinde irupavana. You don't need any energy for it. You simply float. You cannot afford to float before you reach that stage, because you will go whichever way you do not know. Adanal you cannot float. Your efforts have to be directed. Your efforts have to be one-pointed. They have to be channeled in only one direction. Ella applicable only until you reach this escape velocity. After that, you simply float. You cannot float anywhere away other than in his orbit. Safety anga. Appo, Gopikas are in that Bhava Balam stage. Bhagavan wants them to go into that Bhavanatita Sadbhava. Otherwise, they will not be able to sustain. Not only that, he will not be able to do his work. Bhagavan Ukumi, he has got a mission ahead of him, avatar mission. If the Gopikas are constantly crying and holding his attention, now how can he do everything else? Adanal, he wants to give jnanam to them. Adanala da Manika Vajakar சொன்னார் அழுதால் உன்னை பெறலாமேன்னு சொன்னார். If I cry, I can attain you, Lord. Why? Crying is a kind of blackmailing the Lord. You keep on crying, he cannot have a moment peace. When you are longing and pining for him, Bhagavan cannot be peaceful at all. So at least to shut our mouths, he will give us jnana. என்ன பேசாமல் விடுவியா இந்தா ஒழிஞ்சு போ இந்த ஞானத்தை வச்சுக்கோ போன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவர் அப்போ தான் நான் என் வேலையை பண்ண முடியும். Bhagavan has to grant himself to us so that we will keep quiet. Like a child, when a child cries, a small baby இருக்கு பார்த்தீங்களா, the small baby இவ்வளோ பேர் இருக்கும். We have so many of us are there, so many big people are there, but you know who is the most powerful in this entire gathering? That small child is the most powerful. If it starts screaming, what will happen? Everything comes to a standstill. Everybody has to rush to see how to make the child stop screaming. Now power of the child. அதனால தான் சைல்டுக்கு பாலான்னு சொல்கிறான். Child is called Bala. Yena, it is filled with Bala. It has got so much Bala, strength in it, it is called Bala. Filled with Bala. என்ன பவர் அப்படின்னா இந்த அழற பவர் தான் பவர். என்ன வாட் இஸ் பவர்? கிரையிங் பவர் அது. Crying is the greatest power that the child has. Whatever it wants, it accomplishes simply by crying. I want food, na aழுது it gets food. I want to sleep, na by crying it gets to sleep. I want my diaper to be changed, na by crying it gets changed. I want to go out somewhere, na by crying. I want to go and be held in my mother's hands, na crying. Lift me up, na crying. எல்லாத்துக்கும் cry பண்ணி எல்லாம் கடிச்சு விடுறதுக்கு. To shut it, we give anything. Take this, take that, take this. எல்லாம் கொடுத்து if you keep quiet enough. The same way you can attain everything from Bhagavan if you cry. Cry to my mother Shama with a real longing cry, oh my mind, how can she keep herself away? Ramakrishna used to sing a song. Cry with a real longing cry. You should not cry like Krishna cried. All these bhakti related, crying related things do not learn from Krishna or Rama. They do not know anything about it. Krishna also sat on the mortar with a pot of butter in his hand, feeding the monkey and crying. And the Mari crying will not work. Yashoda came with a stick for that kind of crying. So those kind of crying will not work. Cry in a real longing cry. How do you get that state of crying for God really? Until and unless you learn to serve Mahatmas, you will not know what that bhakti is. Bhagavatam has said it. Vina Mahatpada Rajabhishekam அப்படின்னு சொல்லிடுது. Vina Mahatpada Rajabhishekam, you have got to go and get bathed in the dust of their feet. அதுக்காக you cannot say, Mahatma, please go into the mud and stand there. You are only walking on carpet, no dust. கொஞ்சம் வெளில போய் வா, நம்ம டஸ்ட் எல்லாம் போகணும். Dust of the feet of the Mahatmas, serve them as though you are nothing. அப்போ அவ அப்படி ஒரு glance, அந்த glanceல என்ன ஆகும்னா ஒரு glance போருமாம், just one glance from them will awaken this bhakti which is already present in our hearts, slumbering in our heart. They can wake it up. Without their grace, this bhakti will not come. Bhakti is like a contagious virus. You cannot catch COVID just like that. Chumma, I will stay in my house isolated, I will not go meet anybody, I will lock myself in a room and somehow get COVID. Now, how will you get COVID? Go and mix with those who have it, automatically you will get it. Without mixing with them, you cannot get it. No matter what you try, you cannot get it. Bhakti அப்படிதான். Bhakti it is contagious. அதுக்கு தான் பாகவதம் படிக்கிறோம். Why are we studying Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam is filled with, we are exposing ourselves to all these people who are contagious. Bhakti. Bhakti is pouring from every pore of their body. Droplets, ஒரு droplet போரும் நமக்கு. இல்லையா? Droplet transmission தான். aerosol transmission, droplet transmission. In bhakti, if they say one word and the aerosol comes to us, we also catch it. Edina bhakti, virus illa. So without exposing ourselves to them, how will we get bhakti? You have to go and become close to them. Close up and the virus transfer. If you stay far away from them, bhakti will not come. You have to go close to them. Close na physically close illa. It's not a physical virus that you are catching. You have to get close to their heart. You have to become close to their heart. Swami would say, be near and dear. Not just near and dear. It will be dear. Not dear to the heart, close to the heart. How can you become close to their heart? Your attitude must be such that you must be close to their heart. See, there is no deceiving a Mahatma. Because who is the Mahatma? There is no such person as a Mahatma. The Barum Bhagavan da, Paramatma da, Bhagavan alone is. Can you deceive him? Ordinarily, if you put on a show in front of him, he will not be deceived by that. Grace will not follow. In the bhakti will not be awakened if you merely put a show in front of him. Genuine, even if you are not in front of him, but if you are genuine, it will go. Like how Jesus was walking in the crowds and a woman came and touched the hem of his robe and he said, who touched me? You are cured. So many others were actually close to him. He did not say anything to them. They were those who were physically touching him, holding hands and so on and so forth. This one came without anybody's knowledge, managed to touch merely the hem of his robe. That became something noteworthy, noticeable by him. He turns and says, who touched me? Daughter, your faith has cured you. Your faith has made you whole. But what does that show? He did not see her. Anna, her bhakti was enough to draw his attention to her and give her what was required. But there were those who were in front of him. Even though they were in front of him, he did not take notice of them. How do you get the attention of the Guru? To get the attention of the Guru, what do you require? There is nothing in front. Your heart is the only thing that is going to attract him, not your face. Is he an idiot to be attracted by your face? Your heart alone can attract him. You can decorate your face. What about your heart? Heart in a way. You can put makeup on your face. But what can you do to the heart? Heart ku ore makeup tha, enna prema da, humility da, selflessness da. These are the things that can become adornments for the heart. Hastasya bhushanam danam satyam kantasya bhushanam shrotrasya bhushanam shastram bhushanaihi kim prayojanam. Swami used to sing this. The ornaments for the hand is dana, giving in charity. You don't know how to give in charity, but you wear all kinds of anklet, bracelets and bangles. What is the use? Rings you can wear, all those things, but that is not the real ornament for the hand. Giving is the real ornament. Necklaces and so on are not the actual ornaments for the neck. It is the selling the truth. Truth is the only ornament for the throat. Earrings and so on are not the ornaments for the ear. Listening to the Shastra alone is the ornaments for the ear. If you have these ornaments, what are the use of other ornaments? Bhagavan is asking. Bhushanaihi kim prayojanam nu solra. Michadala enna prayojanam? What is the use of other ornaments? Idha vachukongo. Danam, satyam, shastram. And the Madri Shaucham, that purity of the heart, that prema in the heart alone can move Bhagavan. And Gopikas are standing there lost in, not in front of him. Those who are in front of him, Bhagavan is not looking at. Those who are not in front of him but are melting for him, he is thinking about. He calls Uddhava. Uddhava, Bhagavan, a friend in Shannene. Vrishninam pravaro mantri krishnasya daita sakha. Shishyo brihaspate sakshat Uddhavo buddhisattamaha. Uddhava is introduced to us here. Yaar important person among the Vrishnis, he is the important minister for Krishna. Krishnasya daita sakha. Daita sakha na beloved friend in artham. க்ளோசஸ்ட் ஃப்ரெண்டுன்னு அர்த்தம். இவரை விட க்ளோஸ் ஃப்ரெண்ட் யாரும் கிடையாது. ஏன்னா ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், கிரடேஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் தேர் இல்லையா? ஃப்ரெண்டுலையுமே ஃப்ரெண்டு நிறைய ஃப்ரெண்டு இருக்கு. ஆனால் ஹூ இஸ் த ஃப்ரெண்ட் தட் யூ கேன் பி அப்சல்யூட்லி ஓப்பன் இன் ஃப்ரண்ட் ஆஃப்னா இவன் தான் அவன். உத்தவனும் கிருஷ்ணனும் அப்படி. தேர் வாஸ் நத்திங் ஆஃப் கிருஷ்ணா ஹிடன் ஃப்ரம் உத்தவா. எவ்ரிதிங் ஆஃப் கிருஷ்ணா உத்தவா நியூ. அப்படி ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்டு தைத்த சகான்னு சொன்னான். ஏன்னா அவனுக்கு he had no life other than Krishna. அதனால he was treated by Krishna like that. சிஷ்யோ பிருகஸ்பதே சாக்ஷாத். he was Brihaspati சிஷ்யா. உத்தவோ புத்தி சத்தமஹா, எக்ஸ்ட்ராடினரிலி இன்டெலிஜென்ட். மண்டு இல்லை அதுக்கா. பகவான் வாஸ் வெரி லக்கி. உத்தவா வாஸ் இஸ் க்ளோஸ் ஃப்ரெண்ட், ஆல்சோ இன்டெலிஜென்ட் ஃப்ரெண்ட். இது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் இல்லையா? பக்தியும் இருக்கு, இன்டெலிஜென்ஸும் இருக்குன்னா நானும் தான் தேடி பார்க்குறேன். Bhakti also is there, intelligence also. Intelligence, எங்க இருந்து வந்தது? Where did he get this intelligence from? And the Bhakti gave intelligence. ஏன்னா his entire being is burning up to be of service to Krishna. Krishna service, there should not be even the slightest error. அப்படின்னா அந்த Bhakti Bhava is giving all the requisite intelligence for it. If you are having shortcomings and failings in serving the Guru or the Lord, அப்படின்னா Bhakti is not enough in அர்த்தம். அவ்வளோதான். Point blank, bluntly I will say, if you are making mistakes in front of the Guru, Bhakti is not enough. Bhakti irundadna, you will know how his heart is beating. You will be in tune with him without even him having to open his mouth and tell you what, you will know and you will do it. அதுதான் பவர் ஆஃப் பக்தி. சொல்லணும்னே அவசியம் இல்லை, அவளுக்கே தெரியும். And no matter what they do, it will never be perceived wrongly by Bhagavan also. அவன் என்ன பண்ணாலும் சரி. அப்படி ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன் இருக்கும். Uddhava is in that category. Uddhava is in that situation. So he is intelligent. For everything Krishna is looking at Uddhava, 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 Uddhava. எல்லாத்துக்கும் உத்தவன் தான் கிருஷ்ணனுக்கு. உதவணும்னா உத்தவன் தான் உதவணும் கிருஷ்ணனுக்கு. எதுக்குன்னா, from drawing hot water in the morning, laying out his clothes for him to wear during the day, lerundu all the official affairs, administrative affairs that Krishna had to do, carrying messages to his devotees, to his people, physical personal service to Krishna, எல்லாம் இவன் பண்றான். Uddhava is doing everything for Krishna. இவனே போருமா. This one fellow is enough for Krishna. அப்படி ஒரு பக்தி உத்தவனுக்கு. பகவான் calls Uddhava, Uddhava, என்ன கிருஷ்ணா, Uddhava, I want you to do a task for me. Go to Gokulam அப்படின்னு சொன்னான். எப்படி கூப்பிட்டானா, பகவான் வந்து உத்தவனை, பகவான் கால் உத்தவான்னு உடனே உத்தவா ஓடி வரான். அப்படி கையை பிடிச்சிக்கிறான். பகவான் கேட்சஸ் ஆஃப் உத்தவாஸ் ஹேண்ட்ஸ். கிரஹீத்வா பாணினா பாணிம். உத்தவன் கையை பிடிச்சான். உத்தவா ஏன்னா அவன் உத்தவ மேலே அவ்வளோ பிரீத்தி பகவானுக்கு. சௌமியா, மை டியர் ஒன், உத்தவா, டே கச்ச உத்தவ விரஜம். ஏ, கேன் யூ கோ டு பிருந்தாவனம் ஃபார் மீ? ஏன் கிருஷ்ணா? இல்லை, யசோதா அண்ட் நந்தா ஆர் ஃபீலிங் forlorn and sad. அதை விட கோபிகாஸ் ஆர் ஃபீலிங் வெரி பேட். ஐ ஹவ் ரிட்டன் லெட்டர் ஃபார் தெம், யூ கோ அண்ட் கிவ் த லெட்டர் டு தெம். நானா உத்தவங்க என்ன நானா ஷுட் ஐ கோ? ஏன்னா நைஷ்டிக பிரம்மச்சாரின்னா நான் ஏன் பிரம்மச்சாரி? அங்கே எல்லாம் all the people there, I only heard gopikas, gopikas, gopikas ன்னு பெரிய bevy of women. அங்கே நான் என்ன பண்ண போகிறேன் அப்படின்னா, பகவானுக்கு இவள் அனுப்புறது தான் பிடிக்கும். Who does Bhagavan like to send amongst the midst of the ladies? அப்படின்னா he likes to send these Naishtika brahmacharis only. ஏன்னா ஹனுமான் அமைச்சர் இப்போ உத்தவன் அனுப்புறார். ஹனுமான் go and search in the Antapura of Ravana for my Sita. அவன் எல்லாரையும் இந்த லேடி அந்த லேடி எல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு இவளெல்லாம் பார்க்குறேன். ஏன்னா பகவான் knows if anybody else goes, they will not come, they may not come back. அப்புறம் அல்பத்தமிச்சா என்ன பிரயோஜனம்? அதுவும் he is sending somebody to gopikas. Who are the gopikas அப்படின்னா dearer to him than his very heart. அவளுக்கு who is the absolutely right messenger அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு தேர்ந்தெடுக்கிறார். Uddhava is the only fellow who can be sent. Uddhava is the only fellow who can be sent ன்னு அனுப்புறார். Sharadananda was the only one who could be with Mother Sharada, Holy Mother Sharada. அதனால தான் சாரதானந்தான்னே பேர் அவருக்கு. Others were not, they used to revere her. அண்ணா கொஞ்சம் தள்ளி இருப்பா, இவர் ஒருத்தர் தான் அப்படி அம்மா 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 அம்மான்னு இருப்பார். Like that, இங்கே பகவான் selects and chooses. He sends Hanuman, he sends Uddhava, go take a letter, give the letter to them. And now Uddhavan அங்கேருந்து கிளம்பி வந்தான். Uddhava doesn't want to leave Krishna, but still he has to obey Krishna இல்லையா, அதனால he comes there. Again Uddhava comes, almost night when he comes, late in the night he comes, goes straight to Nanda and Yashoda's house, parks his chariot there, goes inside the house. They know Uddhava அப்படின்னா. இங்கேருந்துப்பா வந்த கிருஷ்ணன் எப்படி இருக்கான், how is Krishna அப்படின்னா. Krishna is fine, Krishna is constantly remembering you all அப்படின்னு உடனே யசோதா சொன்னா, ஐயோ he has so much work to do, why is he wasting his time remembering us, we are all fine னு சொல்லு, tell him we are all fine, tell him not to bemoan and think about us, let him do his work அப்படின்னா. அது யசோதையோட generosity, யசோதையோட magnanimity. The ஞானம் Bhagavan has given Yashoda is speaking here. They show him, Uddhavana கூப்பிட்டு மியூசியம் மாதிரி இருக்குது. The entire house has been converted into a museum. Here's where Krishna used to sit, here's where Krishna used to sleep, here is where he broke the pot of butter, here is where he did this mischief, this is the mortar to which I tied him up. அவன் யாரு, சாட்சாத் பரபிரம்மம். I tied him up to this mortar அப்படின்னு யசோதா சொல்ல, ஃப்ளாட்டாக விழறான். Uddhava falls flat at Yashoda's feet. என்ன சொல்றது, உன்னை என்ன சொல்றது, what can I say about you? And the Parabrahman decided to crawl on your lap, suckle from your breast, hug you, be embraced by you, be carried by you, be bathed by you. எல்லாம் பண்ணித்தே அந்த பரபிரம்மம். So much so that he was even willing to become a prisoner. He who is the liberator of all. முகுந்தன்னு பேர் அவனுக்கு தாமோதரன் ஆயிட்டானே. முகுந்தன்னு பேர் தாமோதரன் ஆயிட்டான். Mukunda is the one who liberates everybody. He became Damodara, the one bound by a rope. உனக்காக பண்ணிவிட்டான் அப்படின்னு Uddhava celebrates Nandagopa and Yashoda. But then early in the next morning he goes to Yamuna to have his bath and he comes. அப்படி வந்து நடந்து வராரா, Uddhava is coming. Uddhava வரச்சே the Gopikas have all woken up early in the morning as usual. They are going about their duties. They greeted the daybreak with lighted lamps, cleaned and decorated the house fronts, kolam ellam pottu, sitting there and churning the curds, their bangles making a beautiful jingling sound, with the entire body swaying with the churning, singing the songs about Krishna அப்படின்னு சொல்றார். only singing பகவானுடைய கீதங்கள் எல்லாம் பாடிண்டு உத்காயதி அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அந்த அரவிந்தலோச்சனனுடைய songs about that Lord they were singing. அப்போ பார்த்தா they saw, a chariot has come once again. Chariot-ஆ, திரும்பியும் chariot வந்துடுதா. Why has a chariot come again? People of Vraja did not like to see chariots after chariot to Krishna away. என்னத்துக்கு வந்திருக்கு, why another chariot அப்படின்னா. ஒருவேளை கிருஷ்ணன் தான் வந்துட்டானோ, as Krishna come back அப்படின்னா. Krishna come back, first thing you would have done is you would have come and met all of us. Somebody else must have come. யார் அப்போ, let us go and see னு சொல்லி போனாலாம். போனா தம் வீக்ஷ்ய, they are seeing Vrajastriyaha, the ladies of Vraja are seeing this man walking from Yamuna. குளிச்சுட்டு வரார், after his bath is coming. பிரளம்பபாஹும் நவகஞ்சலோச்சனம் பீதாம்பரம் புஷ்கரமாலினம் லசன் முகாரவிந்தம் மணி முஷ்ட குண்டலம் சுச்சிஸ்மிதம் எல்லாம். Somebody is coming. How is he அப்படின்னா, beautifully well proportioned body, yellow silks, lotus like eyes, pralambabahum nava kanchalochanam, the eyes are like lotus petals, Pitambaram, yellow silks, Pushkaramalinam, wearing garland of flowers, Lasan Mukharavindam, face is like a blossomed lotus. விசிரிச்சுட்டு வரார் ஒருத்தர். யார் இது அப்படின்னா பார்த்தா எப்படி இருக்கு, how did the description appear இல்லையா, கிருஷ்ணன் மாதிரி இருக்கு இல்லையான்னா, ஏன்னா he looks like Krishna. He looks exactly like Krishna. Krishna, 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 and thinking about Krishna all the time, living for Krishna all the time. His walk, his talk, his face, everything is like Krishna-like. Clothes are also Krishna-like. Ana, Gopikas know Krishna. Adanala, they do not think he is Krishna. Krishna Anucharam Vikshya. Krishna Anucharan. Even Krishna not a friend. He is Krishna's very close friend in Therinjipedut. So they all come and surround him. They would not have come otherwise. They all came and surrounded him, gave him a seat. Have you come from Bhartrehe Preshitaha? Did our Swami send you? Did our Lord send you? Did our Master send you? Amam, yes, I have come from Krishna. Krishna has sent me here. Enathakam. Why? Why has Krishna sent you? What business does he have with Vrindavanam anymore? Anyway, he has forgotten. He has forgotten all about Vrindavanam. He has gone away from here. What business does he have? What does he want from us? Why are you speaking like this? Constantly, Bhagavan is only thinking about you. Why will he think about us? He has got enough people there in Mathura to keep him occupied and engaged. Why think about us? Don't speak to us about him. He is a cheat. He spoke honeyed words to us and left us, abandoned us without thought, ran away. Somebody came in a fancy chariot, went away. அதுவரைக்கும் நாங்கள் கொடுத்த புல்லக்காட்டில் வந்துட்டு இருந்தான். BMW வந்தோடனே அதில் போயிட்டான். பார்த்தியா, புல்லக்காட்டை விட்டுட்டு BMW போயிட்டான். Somebody brought a fancy chariot. I will also go to Mathura போயிட்டானே. Did he think about us? Does he know how we are living our lives here? If you want to go and talk to somebody about that cheat, go and talk to the ladies of Mathura. They are all new. They don't know about his good characteristics. They may fall for him. Later on, they will also realize he will leave them there and go somewhere else. He will discard us and go. Are we his first victims? Kekarava. Are we his first victims? He has tricked so many. For the sake of his wife, he hid behind a tree and killed a poor monkey king. Gopika cholra. Brahmana Geetamnu பேர் இதுக்கு அல்ல சொல்றா. அது மாத்திரமா அண்ணா பாவம். That one fellow was there. He trusted this fellow. He trusted him wholly and said, okay, I will give you 3 pieces of land and கொடுத்தான் ஒருத்தன். பலி பாவம். பலி ஆயிட்டான் அவன். அவன் ஏன் பலி ஆயிட்டான்? He gave him a gift of land only to have everything taken away from him. Even இது மாத்திரம் இல்ல. Many people have thought of him and vihangaha bhikshucharyam charanti. Na ivana nambindi ellam paatharatha irundhu kalambita apdiya. And this Krishna irukane, don't talk to us about Krishna. He is a dangerous fellow. Because once we ipdha arambikkum, it will start like this. Engyo Saptaham ba, we will go and listen. Edo Krishna katha nu cholluva, we will listen to Krishna's stories. Without knowing, it will sound funny, it will look nice, it will be beautiful. After some time, we cannot stop thinking about that Krishna. After that, everything else will become tasteless to us. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And in the end, we will leave home, hearth, wife, family, everything and go with a begging bowl in our hand. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Many people have gone away, leaving everything and attained moksha. Adin solra. Ninda stuti nu peru. They are praising him as though they are teasing him. Don't talk to him about Krishna. Uddhava was shocked. No, Krishna said, these gopikas are dying for me. Don't talk to me about Krishna. Why do you hate him so much? Do you know it is a great wonder, it's a great miracle that we are still alive in his absence? I don't know how we are still alive. We should have been dead by now. Yenna, he is our life, he is our very prana. How can we live without him? Shridu, they wiped their tears and said, forgive us our outburst. How is our Krishna? Is he well in Mathura? Does he ever think about us at all? Will he ever come back here again? Parikshit, moved by the bhakti of Gopika's tears come into his eyes, he said, O ladies of Raja, believe every word that I say as to the truth. He can never stop speaking of you. Everything reminds him of your love. Unable to bear your suffering, he called me aside and said, Uddhava, go to my beloved Gopikas with this message that I have written for them. I cannot bear to see them in the state of sorrow. Hence, I have brought this letter. Here is his letter. Please read it in a Kurtalam. Swami used to narrate this episode so beautifully. Uddhava gave the letter to the Gopikas, handwritten letter by Krishna. At the Kurtodane, all the ladies took that scroll. Not one of them opened it and read it. One is keeping it to the eye, one is kissing it, one is embracing it, holding it close to her. In Krishna, my Krishna has sent this, my Krishna has sent this, hey, my Krishna has sent this. He give it to me also. Let me also hold the letter that came from Krishna. Do you don't want to read it? It is a letter. Letters are generally read. I understand your bhakti. You're hugging it, kissing it, smelling it, doing all of that, but it should generally be read. The Gopika chonna, we are uneducated people. We don't know how to read. What is the use of giving this letter to us? We do not even know how to read. Besides, just holding this letter itself is enough. We feel as though we are holding Krishna in our hands. And the Anandame Phorume, that joy itself is enough. Besides, with the amount of tears that are flowing from my eyes, if I read it, I am afraid that the tears will smudge all the letters, erase all the ink, and there will be nothing left. It will become blank. Adanala, we will not read it. Apo, there was one woman. She had come from another village. She had gotten married and came from another village into Vrindavanam. Father was a bit more progressive. He had taught her some letters. She could read. Hey, you can read. Why don't you read the letter now? Don't even give the letter to me. I don't even want to touch that letter. Why? My whole body is burning up in the heat of separation from Krishna. If I should hold the letter in my hand, it will burst into flames. Adanala, don't give it to me. The Gopi Chanana Swami used to say this story. Adhe madri Suguna oru Tirpa. Swami used to narrate Suguna's story all the time. Suguna was also married from some other house. She had not seen Krishna very much. That much was enough for her to lose her entire being for Krishna. Every day in the evening, the ladies would come to Nandagopa's house. Yashoda would light the first lamp, then they would all light their lamps from Yashoda's lamp and take it home. Suguna had come to Yashoda's house to light her lamp. And the lamp, she is holding that earthen lamp in her hand, holding the edge of that lamp with her hand, finger like this, and holding it up the wick to light it from the other lamp. Suddenly, in the flame, she saw Krishna. In the flame, she saw Krishna's face. She forgot everything. She just kept on holding her hand there. And instead of putting the wick into the flame, she put her finger into the flame. Her finger was burning. Even then, she did not have any knowledge of the finger burning. She was simply staring at it until Yashoda came and said, Suguna, what are you doing? See, your finger is burnt now. Is it? What happened? What were you doing? I saw Krishna in the flame. The news spread like wildfire. All the Gopikas started telling each other, Sugunaku kanupinchadanta, mana Sugunaku kanupinchadanta. He gave darshan to Suguna, it seems. Our Suguna saw him, it seems. In Nandagopa's house, our Suguna saw him, it seems. In the flame, our Suguna saw Krishna, it seems. They came surrounding Suguna. Suguna, how did you see Krishna? How was Krishna? How is he looking? Is he all right? Has he become thin? Abdiya bhakti, abdiya prema, adanala when they are not even able to read the letter, they give it to Uddhava, you read that letter, we trust you, you are a very close friend and confidant of Krishna, otherwise Krishna would not have sent you here with this letter, therefore between us, you and him, there is no privacy, you are like one of us, you are like one of us, when Uddhava said, I am a brahmachari, you are sending me in the midst of the ladies, Krishna laughed and Krishna said, hey, only you think you are a man. My Gopikas don't think of anybody else as a man other than me. You are also a woman. Even though you think you are a man, you are also a woman with the Gopikas. To them, I alone am the Purusha. Uddhava looked at Bhagavan or Nimisham Bata. Correct. Sahasra Sirisha Purushaha Nanidam Purushan. Nangalallam Prakriti Dane. You alone are Purusha. Paramatma alone is the Purusha. Everything else is Prakriti only. Adanala these gopis said, you are one of us. We don't have any shyness with you. Nee nammala marithaan. You are close to Krishna like we are close to Krishna. You read the letter na. Udane Bhagavan kodutha letter hai. Uddhava reads it. Bhagavan has written, my dear friends, my beloved friends, my dear friends. Your separation from me is not possible under any circumstances because I am the cause of all creation. Just as all the 5 elements that make up the entire universe, like that I am also the underlying factor of everything, mind, prana, elements, senses, gunas, ellathukku adharam nandan. There is nowhere where I am not. I am the self of the self, closer to you than you yourself. Whether you are awake or sleeping or dreaming, you are still with me in close proximity because it is I who is being experienced in all of those stages. Unaffected by space and time, I am your very self. It is only when you think you are the body that all of these time and space appear otherwise. Namindri naaledu nadedu nadum kaal naam udambel naal naattul naam paduvam naam udambo. Naam andru indru endrum ondru. Naad angu ingu engum ondral. Namundu naal naadil. Abdina Ramana Bhagavan says in Ulladanarpadu, time and space exist only with the Atma, they are only applicable to the body. If we are the body, then we are subject to time and space. But are we the body? Since we are the Atma and since we are the same in the past, present and future, here, there and everywhere, time and space are only illusions based upon the existence of the Atma. Without the Atma, they cannot exist. Therefore, we alone are, everything else is false. Abdina Bhagavan teaches the Gopikas. Am I far away from you? Am I not in your heart? Is what you see within you not me? Is what you see outside me not me? Abdina Bhagavan kehkara. Therefore, forsake this notion that you are away from me. Overcome your sorrow. Instead, enjoy the bliss of union with me. And when Uddhava read that letter out, odane aanandam vanduduthu gopikalukku, paramanandam vanduduthu. Ava cholra, बसी दिल के अंदर में मोहन की मूरत कटी पल कटी दूर जाती नहीं शांति नहीं शांति नहीं बिना कृष्ण दर्शन की शांति नहीं नहीं योग साधन की हमको जरूरत बिना प्रेम की बात ही नहीं जपे नाम माधव का हमको निरंतर ब्रह्मानंद दिल से बुलाती नहीं. Krishna is never far away from us. Actually, now that you remind us, Krishna is never far away from us. Krishna has correctly told us. Yenna. Whatever we see, whenever we see anything, whatever it is that we see, we are reminded only of Krishna. When we look into our own hearts, we see Krishna. என்ன இருக்குன்னா உள் வெளின்னு ரெண்டு இருக்கு நமக்கு. In the state of Ajnanam, there is an inside and there is an outside. What do we see inside in our hearts? We see Antaryami Krishna alone, we see in our hearts. When we look outside, what do we see? When we see the river Yamuna, we are reminded of his fun and frolic. He used to trouble us so much when we went to bring water from the river. Hiding behind the trees, he used to break our pots with a sling and laugh. When asked to help, he would run away from us. Other times, unasked, he would come and help us. When we see the cows, we are reminded of Krishna. When we see the butter, we are reminded of Krishna. When we see the sky filled with dark clouds, we are reminded of Krishna. When we hear the wind whistling through the bamboo, we are reminded of his flute. When we see the dark tamala trees that are growing on the banks of Yamuna, we are reminded of Krishna. When we see a snake, we are not frightened. Instead, we are only reminded of Krishna dancing upon Kaliya. When we see the Govardhanagiri, we are reminded of Krishna. When we see the grass, we are reminded of Krishna. When the wind brings the scent of the wild flowers, we are reminded of the wild garland that he used to wear. When we see the earth, we see the footprints of Krishna. When we see each other, we are reminded of Krishna. Adanala, whatever it is that we see, ellam Krishna mayam jagatta, everything is Krishna, 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 Krishna. Appo Uddhava nanacha, how do you then miss him? I am missing him having come from there. You don't miss him no matter what. Everything you see is Krishna. When you see each other, you see Krishna. Krishna danced with her, Krishna danced with her, Krishna played with her. Each person is reminding you of Krishna. What is there here that is not reminding you of Krishna and Gokulam and Vrindavanam? அப்படி ஒரு association they have formed. All nature is Krishna for them. Prakriti has become Purusha for them. எல்லாம் கிருஷ்ண மயம் இல்லையா? ஏன்னா எல்லாமே அப்படி தானே இருக்கு. If they see yellow, they are reminded of Krishna. ஏன்னா yellow clothes of Krishna. If they see blue, they are reminded of Krishna. If they see black, they are reminded of Krishna's hair. என்ன கலர் பார்த்தாலும் கிருஷ்ணன் தான் வாழ்க்கை ஞாபகம் வருது. ஒயிட்டை பார்த்தா கிருஷ்ணன் ஞாபகம் வருது. எல்லாம் கிருஷ்ணமயம். இப்படி ஒரு லைஃப், இதான் wonder of life. நம்ம கூட தான் we see so many things. Does everything remind us of Bhagavan? We see so many things. Anna, they have associated everything with Bhagavan. If it is not associated with Bhagavan, they will not even think about it. எண்ணே இவற்றை ஆனந்தம். Antarbahishcha tatsarvam vyapya narayana stitahan. The Shruti declares that these girls understood it, experienced it. Uddhavam Bhatan, when he heard this narrative of the Gopikas, he was stunned into speechlessness. Only rishis have achieved such constant integrated awareness of the Lord. He fell at their feet. Vande Nandavrajastrinam Padarenum Abhikshnashaha Yasam Harikatodgitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam. He says, I salute the ladies of Nanda's Vrindavan. Nanda Gopa Vrajastrigalella na namaskaram pandren. I want to be blessed and purified by the dust of their feet. I seek the dust of their feet. It is holier than even me. When they sing the name of Krishna, it feels as though all the worlds are purified. Every heart will awaken with Krishna Bhakti. If a Gopika should look at that man and say, Krishna, he will melt again. Appadi oru bhakti. Gopikegaloda bhakti enna solradhu. Who can narrate, who can do justice to the bhakti of the Gopikas? Bhagavan himself could not. Swami himself could not do justice to the bhakti of the Gopikas. What can anybody speak about it? Ava bhakti tha. Gopikas bhakti is Gopikas bhakti. Even now, no matter how many yugas pass, the bhakti of the Gopikas will remain unparalleled, unexcelled by anybody else. So much so that if anybody else had that kind of bhakti, Swami used to say, you are a Gopika, and Swami Chalur. There were a select few that were rewarded by Swami, by Swami's own mouth. Swami said, you are a Gopika. Anna, nobody can be above the Gopikas. Avadam bench, Avadam highest. You can perhaps be one of them, but nobody can go above them. Appadi oru bhakti, Gopika bhakti. The path to Uddhava praises them, spends time in Vrindavan. Finally, after spending many months filled with Krishna bhakti, he finally returns. Avada Amricha, adu kuda amambohalayam. Uddhava did not want to go back. The Gopikas said, Uddhava, you are spending so much time here. You are saying Krishna depends on you for everything. Why are you here for such a long time? Shouldn't you be going back by now? Pavam, who will be looking after Krishna in the meantime? Go. Uddhava did not have the heart to leave the Gopikas. He said, even when I am with Krishna, I don't feel this prema rasa in my heart. Don't be selfish. Go, be serving, be of service to Krishna. You are enjoying here. Krishna is alone there. Go. They didn't just send. When they heard Gurudeva was going immediately, they all said, go, don't go today, go tomorrow. Tomorrow. Go tomorrow. Adukulla whole night nobody slept on. Othar murku pannalam, othar cheeda pannalam, othar tatta pannalam, othar barbi pannalam, othar kala kandu pannalam, palgova pannalam. Each one started making all the sweets and the savories that Krishna liked. Muta vardu. Uddhava came with one letter on an empty chariot. Partha, there is no room in the chariot, there is no room for him to sit. Perhaps he has to sit on the horse and go back. And the chariot is filled with what? Krishnanukku padikum, Krishnanukku padikum, Krishnanukku padikum. Nama evada thimba. Adalda innikume Sri Jayanthikku ellathiyum pandrom pathela. Even in our Hindu households, the one festival that is given the most importance and celebrated maximally is Krishna Jayanti. The amount of food that we eat in Krishna Jayanti will not eat. We will make so many things for Krishna. Vidhavidama panni saapidanu. Appam enna? Appamum akkara vadisalum, akkara vadisalum. Appam enna? Vada enna? Suhiyan enna? Thattai enna? Uppushida enna? Vellashida enna? அவனுக்கு பால்கோவா என்ன, அவனுக்கு அந்த என்ன இப்போ சுக்கு வெல்லம் என்ன எல்லாம் சாப்பிட்டுட்டு நவநீதம் என்னன்னு அப்படி கிருஷ்ண ஜெயந்தி டே if you walk into the house of a bhakta, there will be no room to walk. அவளோட சாமான் இருக்கும், சாப்பாடே எடுத்து பகவான் முன்னாடி வச்சிருப்பாவா. பரத்தி வச்சிருப்பான். ஏன்னா கிருஷ்ணன்னா அப்படி எல்லாருக்கும் கொண்டாட்டம். Epitome of all kinds of bliss is Krishna. அப்படி ஒரு आकर्षण का केंद्र कृष्ण है, सुंदरतम रसिकेंद्र कृष्ण है, कृष्ण कृष्ण कहिए, कृष्ण शरण गहिए, कृपा सरोवर कमल मनोहर, कृष्ण शरण गहिए, कृष्ण शरण गहिए. அப்படின்னா ஆகர்ஷण का केंद्र कृष्ण है ना, is the center of attraction. Uddhava finally takes reluctant leave of the Gopikas and goes to Krishna. அங்க இருந்து வந்தான். என்னடா உத்தவா, போன ஆளா காணோம். What took you so long? நான் அங்க இருந்து வந்தான். Uddhava fell at Krishna's feet. எழுந்திருக்கவே இல்லை. He didn't get up from Krishna's feet. Bathed Krishna's feet with his tears. என்னடா ஆச்சு உத்தவா? ஆறா யாராவது சொன்னாலாடா, யாராவது அடிச்சாலாடா? Did the Gopikas bully you? Why are you crying like this? And Krishna lifted up Uddhava and wiped his tears. What happened? And now, Krishna, you love me, don't you? What is there to doubt in this? அப்போ நான் உன்னை கேட்டா தருவியா? If I give you something, will you? If I ask you for something, will you give it to me? Uddhava, everything is there for you. Ask, I will give it to you. What do you want? And now, Krishna, can I have that a little bit of bhakti that the Gopikas have? Can I have a fraction of the bhakti that the Gopikas, the prema that the Gopikas have in their heart? அவனுக்கு ஒரு திவில கொடுப்பியா? Can you give me a fraction of that bhakti? அப்படின்னு கேட்டான் உத்தவன். பகவான் laughed. அப்படி உத்தவனை பிடிச்சி இழுத்தானாம். பகவான் caught hold of Uddhava and pulled him towards himself. அப்படியே embraced Uddhava and transporting him into a state of ananda. ஏன்னா what makes Bhagavan the happiest? பக்தி கொடுன்னு சொன்னா போரும். You shouldn't ask anything from Bhagavan. Look at Bhagavan and say, Bhagavane, give me prema. Let me love you. Let me love you. That is all we should ask. Nothing else we should ask. Bhagavan will give himself to us. Enna Bhagavan is prema swarupan allaya. Nodu utrome avom unakke namachaivom. Abudin, let me ever be dear to you. Let love be there in my heart always for you. Even a person like Ramana Bhagavan who says, I don't want anything, I don't want anything. Ni sollitu enna sonnarna? Kanne undan kajalinayil kaadal perukke tharuvaye. Unnu vanna, I don't want anything. You've taken everything away from me. I have no complaints. I will never ask anything. I will never pray for anything. But Kanne, பகவானை பார்த்து அருணாச்சலனை பார்த்து கிருஷ்ணனை கூப்பிடுற மாதிரி சொல்றார். கண்ணான்னு கூப்பிடுறார். கண்ணா, என் கண்ணே, ஓ மை டார்லிங், ஓ மை பிலவர்ட் அப்படின்னு பகவான் is looking at Arunachala and saying, my beloved, give me that flood of love to your lotus feet. I don't want anything else. அப்படின்னு even Ramana Bhagavan is begging from the Lord. அப்படின்னா எல்லாரும் அதான் கேட்குறேன். இந்த பிரேமை யார்கிட்ட இருக்குன்னா, who has got this prema? எடுத்தா தீராத அளவுக்கு யார்கிட்ட இருக்குன்னா, Gopikas have got it. Radharani has got it. Radha, who is the embodiment of this prema, has got that prema. அதனால தான் if you want that prema, என்ன சொல்றோம்னா, all the bhajans we sing, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna, Krishna Radhe Krishna, Krishna 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 Radhe Radhe Krishna. Radha is Krishna Prema. Radha is not an individual, Radha is not a person, Radha is Krishna's love. That love which we all want, we have to install Radha in our hearts. Krishna will automatically come into our hearts. When Radha is installed in our hearts, Krishna will come into our hearts. Who is Radha? Prema is Radha. The lady. Radha is not the woman, Radha is Prema. If we have that Prema in our hearts, like Gopikas have done, Krishna will come. At the Kekaran, and the Prema kudu. Like this, several leelas of Krishna are enacted. When several armies like Jarasandha's army, Kalevana's army, etc. attack Mathura, Bhagavan decides to abandon Mathura, creates Dwaraka, transports all of his people to Dwaraka, goes and lives in Dwaraka. Several of other leelas are enacted from Dwaraka. Adallam Aparama, we will not have time to look at all of that, but Rukmini Kalyanam we will see later on right at the end. But when Bhagavan was living in Dwaraka, or Chinna Katha, we will look at one small story. Krishna Kadaya Chalindukum Burdu, Parikshit is saying, tell me more stories of Krishna, more stories of Krishna, more stories of Krishna. Na even Cholinde for her. No one na. He is not satisfied. He says, I want more stories of Krishna. Luckily for Shuka, Yennanna, Hari Anant, Hari Katha Anant. Hari is also endless. Hari stories are also endless. Adanal Nur Katha Krishnasya asit saka kaschit brahmano brahmavittamaha virakta indriyarteshu prashantatma jitendriyaha. I will tell you the story of a friend of Krishna. There was a friend of Krishna. He was a Brahmana. Kaschit Brahmano, there was some Brahmana, certain Brahmana. There was a certain Brahmana who was a friend of Krishna. And how was he? Virakta indriyarteshu, completely detached from all the senses, prashantatma, eternally established in peace, jitendriyaha, having conquered all his senses. He was a householder, but he would live on whatever providence brought him. But if somebody gave anything, he will bring that home. Unchavriti Brahmanannu cholluva vale. He didn't earn for a living, he will go beg for a living. He will just wander around singing. But people out of compassion will come and give a little bit of food. He will bring that food home, give it to his wife. She will make that into food, whatever little bit food. What was his name? Sudhama. He was called Sudhama. And people would generally call him Kuchela. Kuchela chela means clothes. Ku means very little. Kuchela very little clothed fellow. He was so poor that he had hardly any clothes, only a loin cloth. Ramana Bhagavan Kuchela. Only a loin cloth was all that he could have. A wife, he had a wife also. Tasya bharya kshutshama chatata vidha. Avulukku enna peru appadina kshutshama appadinu peru vechutta avalukku. Avulukku edho peru undu. Ana the people used to call him Kuchela and kshutshama nu peru avalukku. Appadina enna artham? She who bears hunger ennu artham. Ivar yarunna he with little clothes, ava yarunna she who bears hunger. Enna chaapade kedaiyadhu, no food. Children are there. Adanala whatever little bit he would beg and bring, she would make food and give it to the children. Then to him, there will be nothing left for her. She will drink water and she sleep with that. Appadi daridriyam avalukku. Why so poor? This man he knows Veda, Brahmavittamaha, he knows Vedas very well. Adanala if he went and did pujas here and there, he will get a lot of money. Dakshina ellaam varum. He is not interested in all of that. What for? Body itself is a burden. The sooner we let go of the body, the better. While it is there, let it be there. Bhikshannam, Deharakshanam. Whatever food we can get a little bit is enough to keep the body together. Anna, and the Amma Arkale Pativrata. That lady is a Mahapativrata. She is very devoted to the husband. She never once complained. She never opened her mouth once to complain to the husband. But one day, seeing the hunger of the children, she could not bear it. Adanale she came. Without complaining, she came to him and said, Nanu Brahman Bhagavata Saka Sakshat Shriyaf Patihi Brahmanyascha Sharanyascha Bhagavan Sattvatarshavaha. She came to her husband and she said, Swami, You keep on speaking very proudly. Krishna, you know Krishna? Dwarakapati Krishna, my friend, my boyhood friend. We studied together. Yes, why? Do you doubt it? Do you know? Krishna is my friend. Krishna and I, no, we studied together in Sandipani Ashram. I was there for a bit longer. I was 64 days. Exchange student. Only 64 days he spent. But those 64 days are evergreen in my memory. I can never forget. We were best friends. He'll always spend time. Sudama. He'll always be with me. Junior. I was already there in the ashram. He just joined. I had to teach him everything. Here is where the kitchen is. Here is where the toilet is. Here is where the bath, the bedroom is. Here is where we have to chop wood. I had to teach him. He used to come behind me. Sudama. Very sweet. Can never forget Krishna. My friend. You told this story so many times to me. The reason why I came to remind you of Krishna is, reminder, I have never forgotten him. I don't need you to remind him. What I mean is, why don't you go and meet up with him? You know in what piteous state we are living in. And he loves Brahmanas. He gives great wealth in charity, I have heard. He is the Shriyapati, the Lord of wealth, the husband of the goddess of wealth. And moreover, you are his friend. Will he not give something to you with which we can live our lives a little bit more comfortably? I am not asking for luxuries. Food for the children. As a mother, it is my duty. I will never oppose you. If it is only you and me, I will drink water and I will sleep. I have never asked for anything from you. But as a mother, I cannot see my children going hungry. Amma, I am hungry now. My heart is breaking. Adanala Swami, forgive me. I am not demanding anything from you. For the children's sake, as a father, you also have a responsibility. Can you not go and meet up with your friend Krishna? Ipudi Sayevam Bharyaya Vipro Bahushaha Prarthito Muhuhu. She asked, he ignored it. He did not respond immediately. Paakalam, we will see. Several times when she entreated her very humbly in this manner, finally he relented and he said, I will go. But why? Ayam hi paramo labha yaduttama shloka darshanam. I will go because I can get to see my Krishna. For that sake, I will go now. I won't ask anything. I will go and see him and come. How can I go and ask him? I'm friend. Who do you think he is? My friend. I won't ask anything from him. I'll go and see him and come. And the Amma Channa, no, you go see him, it is enough. And she has that much faith in Krishna. You go and see him, my sorrows will come to an end. At least go. All right, I will go. Anna, I can't go empty handed. I have to take something with me. This fellow has got nothing to eat. Anna, he doesn't want to go empty handed to see his friend Krishna. He wants to take something. What a heart. I don't have anything. Why should I take anything? Even when they have everything, they don't take anything. Without anything, he says, how can I go empty handed to see my friend? I need something. Give me whatever is there at home. What is there at home? A pot of water is there at home. Nothing is there at home. And she doesn't say that. You wait, I will get something. She immediately went to 4 houses nearby. Is there something that you can give me? My husband is going to see his friend. He wants to carry something with him. She didn't get much. She got 4 handfuls thana. 4 handfuls. Ya chitva chaturo mushtine vipran prutukatundalan. Prutukatundalam the flattened rice poha aval shaluvame and the aval. 4 handfuls of flattened rice somehow she managed to beg from somewhere. She took a piece of cloth. Piece of cloth ka vatala panjame illaya. Yenna cloth illaya pieces tha irundha. She took a piece of cloth. There was no dearth for pieces of cloth in their house. Full cloth they could not find. Only small pieces they could find. She put these 4 fistfuls of flattened beaten rice, aval in that, poha in that. She made a bundle and gave it to her husband. Sudama, take this with you. He went. Ava Cholra, his house was in Sudama Puri, which is now called Porbandar. Porbandar in Gujarat. Angerund Dwaraka ku poganum. He has to go to Dwaraka. Dwaraka is an island. And he has to go to the tip and then take a boat and go. Ellam porar. He goes and all of that. Lot of people are going to Dwaraka. Dwaraka was busy in those days. Ellarum Dwaraka pora. Very easy for him to go. He went to Dwaraka, passing through 3 military checkposts, 3 military gates. Ellam tandi porar. Finally, he went. Nobody is stopping him. As soon as they saw a Brahmana, please go in. Please go. I have come to see Krishna. Yes, please go in. Hey, Krishna, where? Please go in. Nobody is stopping him. Parthal, he is seeing houses after houses. 16,000 houses are there in Dwaraka, exclusively in Krishna compound. Krishna Niketan, Krishna Nilayam. 16,000 houses are there. 16,108 wives are there for Krishna. 16,108 wives, so many houses, so many different houses. Please go. Where is Krishna? Krishna is in this place. You please go. Go. He went all the way into the Antapura itself. Viveshaikatamau Śrīmad Brahmanandam gato yatha. As he entered into Krishna's abode, he felt as though he was experiencing Brahmanandam. They kept saying, go in, he is there in that room. Enna room na? Rukmini's bedroom. Rukmini's bedroom. Angarkar Bhagavan, Polam Ningadnala. You can go. Vishnunaram, Rukmini Devi's bedroom, Krishna is with Rukmini Devi, how can I go there? You are a Brahmana, you can go. When he comes in there, from a distance, there is a cot. Atopaveshye paryanke swayam sakyuhu samarhanam. அதுக்கு முன்னாடி வருது இல்லையா அது தம் விலோக்யா ச்சுதோ தூராத் பிரியா பர்யங்கமாஸ்திதா சஹசோத்தாய சாப்யேத்ய தோர்பியாம் பர்யக்ரீன் முதா. Again he sees from a distance Bhagavan is sitting on the cot, next to him Rukmini is sitting. Rukmini Deviyoda உட்கார்ந்து பேசிட்டு இருக்கார். ஏதோ he is talking to Rukmini. From afar the Sudama is seeing Bhagavan. As soon as Sudama came in, Bhagavan, who was talking to Rukmini, suddenly looked up like this. Didn't say a word to her, jumped up from that bed, ran outside, caught hold of Sudama and held him in an embrace. Abdiye kattinu vittaram Bhagavan. Enna oru saulabhyam parunga Bhagavan. Kyariya paatha kattikkiradha vela avarku. Udane he went and embraced Sudama. Close up. Dorbhyam. Held him in his hands. Grasped him by his hands. I could. When did you come? Come. So many days since I saw you. Finally you remembered me, is it? Huh? Come. Actually catching hold of Sudama, he led him inside, made him sit on the same cot. He said, Rukmini, do you know who this is? My senior in school, in college. When I first went, he taught me everything. I was a total newbie. Rookie. He never bullied me. He taught me everything so sweetly, so much. Sudama ne per. Apdiya. Oh, is it so? Namaskaram. Bring water, bring the golden plate, bring the golden vessels, bring everything. I have to do Pada Puja for him. Rukmini ran, get everything. Krishna is getting, BP is going high for Krishna. Hey, Rukmini, get everything quickly, quick, don't waste time. She brought whatever big golden plate she got. Water she got. Sudama, Krishna, what are you doing now? Shumare. Krishna took his feet, put them upon that golden plate, and then brought the Rukmini brought the water. Pour the water now. Rukmini poured the water. Krishna washed the bare feet of this Brahmana who has walked such a long distance. See how dirty that feet would be. And Krishna is washing those feet with his own hands. He is washing those feet. After washing their feet, what did he do now? And the thanni eduthu Shukar cholrar, naan cholala. Shukar is saying, Even yaru appadina, he whose feet, Bhagavan Lokapavanaha, Bhagavan who makes, purifies the entire world. What did he do appadina? Agrahi Chirasa Rajan, Bhagavan Lokapavanaha. Bhagavan took that water and sprinkled it upon his own head to purify himself. Rukmini, இங்க வா அப்படி சொல்லி எங்க போற அதுக்குள்ள இந்தா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு is sprinkling that water on Rukmini's head also. அப்ப அதுக்குள்ள she has gone to keep something. There, why, what is that? இங்க வா sprinkle the water on Rukmini's head. அவ பா அப்படி நின்று என்ன நிக்கிற, அவருக்கு ஏதாவது சாப்பாடு கொண்டு வர வேண்டாமா, போ. இவ போனா வாங்குறாரு, வந்து நின்னா போங்கிறாரு. ஏன்னா அவருக்கு சுதாமாவை பார்த்து அவ்வளவு சந்தோஷம், என்ன பண்றதுன்னு தெரியலையாம் பகவானுக்கு. Rukmini hurried to the kitchen and got all kinds of food ready. Told the cooks, make everything special. Again, odi var angi angima, she's running back and forth. If the minute Rukmini goes away, Rukmini, where are you? Bring some chandanam, bring some sandalwood paste for Sudama. Say, I'll quickly she has to go to the kitchen to look at the next day. Rukmini, where have you gone? Bring a garland. Rukmini, Rukmini, now odi. Wow. இவருக்கு ஃப்ரெண்ட் வந்தாருங்கிறதுக்காக என்ன இப்படி பண்ணி அழைச்சி போட்டா ருக்மிணி அன்னைக்கு ஒரே நாளில் அவளை சுட்டாளாம். Bhagavan himself made Sudama sit there and smeared his friend's body with all kinds of fragrant, perfumatic, aromatic substances. Did dhupam for him, held the udubati, agarbati in front of him, incense sticks, did the arati for him. Ellam panni, vetale ellam potane madichu vetale koduthu. He took the betel leaves, prepared the pan nicely and handed it over to him. எப்படி இருக்கார் அப்படின்னா, ருக்மிணி has gone to the kitchen again. ருக்மிணி ஓடி வந்தா, என்ன வேணும்? fan him. என்ன பார்க்குற, fan him அப்படின்னா உடனே ருக்மிணி took a fan and started to fan this brahmana. சொல்றார், குச்சைலம் மலினம் க்ஷாமம் த்விஜம் தனமணி சந்ததம் தமனி சந்ததம் தேவி பர்யச்சரத் சாக்ஷாத் சாமர வியஜனேன வை. The Sudama was seated on this couch. How is he looking அப்படின்னா, குச்சைலம், some loin cloth alone he's got. Malinam, even that is dirty. Kshamam, emaciated he is. Dvijam, this brahmana, damati santatam, all the ribs are seen protruding out in his body. Appadi is like skeletal he is. அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தால் எப்படி இருக்கும் இல்லையா? பர்சன் இஸ் வெல் ஃபெட் அப்படின்னா it look nice. அப்படியே ஆல் போன்ஸ் ஆகுது, ஸ்டமக் has gone sunken in, அப்படி ஏன்னா உட்காந்துன்றதா, what a pitiable sight it will be. This brahmana sitting like that, and who is fanning him அப்படின்னா, சாக்ஷாத் மகாலட்சுமி herself, the goddess of wealth, the goddess of prosperity, Sakshat Devi is fanning him. Krishna is offering betel leaves to him. Suka is narrating this and saying, all the people of Antapura Janaha, all the people of Antapura are staring at this sight with open mouths. What a wonder is this? Who is this fellow? Who is this fellow? What did he do? Kimanena kritam punyam avadhutena bhikshuna shriyahinena lokesmin garhitena adhamena cha. What punya did this poor brahmana do? If he did punya, why is he so poor? Avadhutana irkane, he is sitting there almost naked. Such a poor penniless beggar will be generally shunned and degraded by all the people in all the worlds. Anal here he has been seated on with honor and being served by none other than Yosau Triloka Guruna Srinivasena Sambritaha Pariyankastam Shriyam Hitva Parishvakto Grajo Yatha. And yet he has been seated with so much honor and is being served by Sakshat Srinivasan. He in whom the Lord, goddess of wealth resides, he is serving him and embracing him as though he is his elder brother. Appadi pandraane, yaar ivan appadinu paakaraana. Krishna did not bother about anybody. Krishna is sitting holding hands with him. Kaiya vidala. Karau grihya parasparam, both are holding hands each other. Rendu peru kanna paathundu very patient irukka. The whole time they are talking holding hands. In India, in this country you will not find it. People get wrong ideas in their head. In India, men never hesitate to hold hands. Appa Bhagavan is talking. Sudama, do you remember those days we spent with our Guru in the ashramam? After leaving the Guru's ashrama, did you get married? How is Manni? How is your wife? Is she like you? She most likely she will be equal to you in your dharma. Yeah? I hope your mind has not been corrupted by attachment to worldly life. Marandu petiyo. Bhagavan solran. I hope you have not fallen prey to household. Are you still following what you learned from our Guru? Yena, there are. Anna, I know you. Bhagavane solran, Anna, I know you. You don't have any attraction towards wealth at all. No. You have no attachment towards wealth and such things. You must be living a life of a tapasvi only, even though you are married. Yeah? Do you remember that life? Bhagavan says, Savai Satkarmanam Sakshad Vijoritiha Sambhavaha Adyonga Yatrashraminam Yataham Jnanado Guruhu. Krishna children, how can we ever repay that Guru who gave us jnana? It is only through the instruction of the Guru that we are able to cross the samsara, the ocean of samsara, easily. Otherwise, is it possible for us to go? Naham Ijaya Prajit Prajatibhyam Tapasopa Shamayena Va Tushyayam Sarva Bhutatma Guru Susrushaya Yatha. Bhagavan tells Sudama, although I am residing in all beings as the indweller of all beings. Sudama knows Krishna yarun theriyum avarku. Adanal Krishna doesn't need to hide his divinity. Even though I am the indweller of all beings, I am not as pleased by the performance of yajnas or the austerities or self-control, etc., as much as I am satisfied by the service that one renders to one's own Guru. Bhagavan Cholran, if you want to satisfy me, then I am not satisfied by yajnas or yagas. I am not satisfied by tapasya. I am not even satisfied by self-control and such things, as much as I am satisfied by the service that you can render to your own Guru. Actually, he recollects a story. Do you remember the day? One day we went to collect firewood from the forest because Guru Mata was running out of firewood. But you and I, we both went into the forest. Krishna, how can I ever forget those moments that I spent with you? But do you remember how suddenly the storm came and we were caught out in the storm? Hand in hand we roamed about. Small children, we were frightened by the storm, thunder and lightning. Upon not knowing even the directions, which way to go in that fierce wind, and we huddled in a tree, holding to each other for warmth. Do you remember? Yes, Krishna, I remember. And then in the morning, our Guru Sandipani, knowing that we were missing from the ashrama the whole night, how he came running to find us, with what panic he came running to find us. And when he finally found us, he looked at us with so much love and he said, my children, hey putrakaha, oh my sons, you have suffered so much for my sake. You have devoted yourself to me with so much prema. This is the real Guru Dakshana that you can ever give to me, this offering out of bhakti, where even your own body does not matter to you as much as Guru Seva matters to you. I am very pleased with you. I want to bless you. May jnana always reside in you. He gave a blessing to us. Do you remember, Sudama? So many such incidents happened. It is only by the grace of the Guru. Guror anugrahe naiva puman purnaha prashantaye. It is only by securing the grace of the Guru that a man can become complete, can become satisfied, can attain shanti, prashanti. Bhagavan speaks the glory of the Guru to Sudama. So Sudama children, Sudama looks at Bhagavan and says, Devadeva Jagadguru, Krishna. You are speaking the glory of the Guru. You are Jagadguru, the Guru of the entire world. How can I forget those days when I spent with you? Those days are ever fresh in my memory now. They spoke for a while. Krishna looked at Sudama and said, Sudama, what have you brought for me? Have you brought any gift for me? I'm sure you would not have come empty-handed. What have you got for me? Give me. Sudama said, I want to carry a gift for Krishna, and so he brought this. But after he entered into the palace, see, knowing is one thing, seeing is completely another thing. Krishna lives in a palace, he knew. But when he saw the palace, the grandeur of the palace, the beauty of the wives of Krishna, the wealth and the opulence that surrounded Krishna, the number of servants that were standing there ready to serve him at his beck and call, looking at it, Sudama is thinking about this small handful of beaten rice that he has brought. How do I give this to Krishna? His tears come into his eyes. Bhagavan understood. Bhagavan said, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upakritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. This shloka is there in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. The same shloka is there in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. How important the shloka is, we should know. Among all the shlokas, this is the common Venn diagram. Common. One shloka common in both Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in the shlokam Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Upakritam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. Whatever is offered to me with bhakti, be it merely a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or even water, if it is offered to me with bhakti, with great delight, I will accept it for the sake of the bhakti with which it is offered. Therefore, give. Even then, Sudama could not bring himself to give that bundle to him. Anna Bhagavan looked at it and caught hold of it, pulled it from his grasp. Hey, give it to me. I've been putting it down. What have you brought? What have you brought? Huh? How did your wife know this is my favorite? Cholra Bhagavan. Nanvetu Nanu etat upanitam me parama preenanam sakhe. This is my favorite food. How did you bring it correctly? Your wife? My favorite. He took a mouthful immediately and put it into his mouth. The Brahmana himself was covered in dust and dirt. He did not even have a bag. This bundle was hanging from his waist loincloth, and it is covered with all the dust from everywhere in the streets, in all the journey. He takes it and puts it into his mouth. He took one and ate it. He took a mouthful and put it into his mouth. Then took another one in his hand. Iti mushtim sakrit jagdva dvitiyam jagdumadade. He took one and put it into his mouth. Immediately he took a second one in order to put it into his mouth. Appa Rukmini held his hand. Enough. Pour. Enough. Why you also want Anna? Why not? If you can eat it with such relish, let me also eat it. But one mouthful you eat, it is enough. Why? Rukmini said, by accepting and eating one mouthful of the rice that he brought, you have conferred upon him all manner of prosperity in the here and the hereafter. If you eat the second mouthful, what is there left to give him? Either you have to go to his house and be his servant, or you'll have to send me to his house to be his servant. Let us stop here. You've given him enough for the here and the hereafter. Asmin loke yatha. As to your heart's content, you have given him for this world and the next world also. You have conferred all manner of grace to him for the bhakti with which he has brought this. No more nishanna. Not enough. Bhagavan immediately bundled up, saying, we will eat it later. Keep it safe. Keep it safe. Don't let anybody else eat it. I will come and eat it later. Bhadrama bhai. Share. Bhagavan then spoke to Sudama, joked to Sudama the whole night. Sudama, sleep here itself in the Channa. And gave Kandra Ratri. Until Sudama went to sleep, Bhagavan pressed his feet, made Sudama go to sleep. Then Bhagavan also retired for the night. Next morning, Sudama got up, had his bath, etc., did his anushtanam, got ready to leave. Krishna, Basantosha and I felt so happy coming and seeing. What are you talking about? I was even happier than you. You will never know the happiness that I received, but that you came to see me. I'm so busy in all these duties. I'm so glad you took the time and came to see me. Sudama said, Chari, Apo, I'll take leave. Come again, next time, don't forget to see me again. Bye, 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 tada, Rukmini, on the time, here. Sudama is leaving. Chari, pay to Vango, namaskaram. Fell, followed his feet. The both of them fell at Sudama's feet, took namaskaram. Sudama kadamina. What has he come here for? Wife has specifically told him, get something from Bhagavan. Krishna is a Kshatriya, Sudama is a Brahmana. Generally, Kshatriyas give and Brahmanas receive. That's Shastra. Kshatriyas give, Brahmanas have the right to receive in alms. That is why Bhagavan himself took Vamanavataram, got incarnated as a Brahmana so that he can go and rightfully beg from Mahabali. Here, Bhagavan has accepted what the Brahmana gave him. Bhagavan did not give him anything in return. Bhagavan did not give him anything in return. Our Vandameniki Tirimi Kadambarar, he is coming, leaving the same way. Kuchelana have Vandar, Kuchelana me por. His wife's words come to his mind, but he thinks to himself, Cha, Bhagavan Tapoi, should I open my mouth and ask something from Bhagavan? Without me saying anything, the Lord of the universe and the whole divine mother of the universe together served me. She fanned me as I ate. He washed my feet. He massaged my feet. With his own hands, he applied sandal paste upon my body. Chi, can I ask anything? No. This is enough. Swarga pavargayo pumsam rasayam bhuvi sampadam sarvasam api siddhinam moolam tacharanarchanam. Worshipping his lotus feet itself is enough for everything. Does Bhagavan not know the state in which I am? My poverty and all, he knows very well. In spite of that, if he did not give me wealth, he knows full well that wealth might corrupt me, the wealth might take my mind away from him. My mind will become agitated and become vain and proud. I will stop thinking about him if I have money. Adanala he did not give me anything. What compassion Krishna has got. By giving me some money, he could have easily spared some money to me. But I would have lost my spirituality. In order to preserve my spirituality, stealing his heart, making his heart as iron, he has not given me anything. Thank Paninda Vararam Sudhama. What a greatness of Sudama. Bhagavan didn't give him anything, he's thanking Bhagavan for not giving him anything. Actually, he walked back. How nice it was to see Krishna. I wish I could stay with him all my life. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Lost, he forgot where he was walking, where he was going. Krishna Mayama. Reached, came back to his hometown. Partha. Usual streets the way he usually would go home, he is coming. Suddenly, all the places everywhere. Numerous parks and gardens have come up in the short while when he has gone and come back. Few days he has gone and come back. Adukulla Partha, parks and gardens everywhere on the way. Beautiful roads everywhere. Extraordinary mansions on both sides. With guards, soldiers, servants going in and out, well-dressed servants going in and out. Hey, where did I come? Posh locality, did I come to the posh suburb? What is this place in Bharata? Same place where GPS is saying your destination is on the right. He says this is wrong. GPS says your destination is on the right now. This is wrong. It cannot be. When I left, this place was not like this. When I left from here, this was not like this. How is this right? This is wrong. Bharata, there is a huge mansion, the biggest of the lot in that whole street. Priya mansion. Bharata, board, Priya board, name of the house, Priya. Sudama Towers. Sudama Towers. Somebody built a house here in my name? Sudama. A lady comes out of that house as though a goddess is walking out. She's dressed like a goddess. Pretty raimonds, ornaments, this beautiful sari. Generally, the silk saree has got a border. இதில் பார்த்தா சாரியை காணும் பார்டர் தான் தெரிகிறது. ஹோல் திங் இஸ் ஜெரி. அப்படி வராலாம் ஒருத்தி, ஜம்முன்னு வரா. அப்படி வந்து she came straight and fell at his feet. Swami அப்படின்னாலாம். அவர் பார்த்தார், மாமி, who are you? Why are you falling at my feet? Amma, oh Devi, who are you now? She said, Swami, don't you recognize me? I am your wife. I am your wife. He was amazed to see his own wife like a luminous celestial being, surrounded by female servants. Ava எப்படி இருக்கான்னா, தாசீனாம் நிஷ்ககண்டீனாம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னான். அப்படின்னா so many servants were standing, lady servants were standing there, their necks could not be seen ன்னு சொன்னான். அவ கழுத்தே தெரியலையாம். அவ்வளவு குண்டா இருந்தாளான்னா, கழுத்து இல்லாத அளவுக்கு இல்ல. So many jewels were there on the necks of the servants that the servants' necks could not be seen. அப்போ servants were that well dressed அப்படின்னா how should Sudama's wife be? பார்த்துக்கோங்க, you can only imagine. அப்படி இருக்கா சுதாமா. what happened? இங்கே என்ன ஆச்சு? what happened அப்படின்னாராம். அவ சொன்னாலாம், Krishna happened. what happened? Krishna happened. எல்லாம் Bhagavan has given us. As he walks inside the house, all the luxuries that he saw in Dwaraka, in Krishna's own house, are all here. அந்த என்ன பிராண்ட் பெட்டோ அந்த பிராண்ட் பெட் இங்கே, அவாத்தில் என்ன பிராண்டு ஃபர்னிச்சரோ அதே பிராண்ட் இங்கே, அவாத்தில் என்ன எல்லாம் பிராண்டட் கிச்சனுக்கு போனால் அங்கே அவாத்தில் என்னென்னலாம் இருக்கோ அதெல்லாம் இவாத்தில் இருக்கும். எவ்ரிதிங் தட் வாஸ் தேர் இன் கிருஷ்ணாஸ் ஹவுஸ் இஸ் பிரசன்ட் இன் சுதாமாஸ் ஹவுஸ் ஆல்சோ. இவ்வளவும் கொடுத்தானா கிருஷ்ணன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அவர் சொன்னாராம். ஆஹா, தட் கிருஷ்ணா with so much satisfaction he ate one handful of that insignificant flattened rice, and he has given so much in reward for that much, for that little bit. Appo, if I give myself to him, what will he not give me? If I gave that little offering and he has given so much in return, if I gave my own self to him, what will he not give me? Adanala அவர் சொன்னாரா, இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு வேண்டாம். I do not want all of these things. तस्यैव मे सौहृद सख्य मैत्री दास्यं पुनर्जन्मनि जन्मनि स्यात् महानुभावेन गुणालयेन विषज्जतस्तत् पुरुषः प्रसंगः. May I have the same kind of intimate association with him as with love, with comradeship, with friendship, with servitude. Sauhrida Sakya Maitri Dasyam. Let me have that kind of friendship with him, and let me always have association with his devotees. The true devotees of Bhagavan, let me always be associated with him. ஏன் அப்படின்னா அவளுக்கு பக்தாய சித்ரா பகவான் ஹி சம்பதஹா ராஜ்யம் விபூதிஹி ந சமர்த்தயதி समर्थयत्यजः अदीर्घबोधाय विचक्षणस्वयं पश्यन् निपातं दनिनां मधोद्भवम्. பகவானுக்கு பக்தாளுக்கு பகவான் தான் சம்பதம். For bhaktas, Bhagavan himself is the great wealth. But when their minds are not yet mature, Bhagavan will not bestow wealth upon them. When will he give wealth to them? Abdina, Bhagavan will give wealth. Why will Bhagavan not give wealth? When will he give wealth? Abdina, when their minds have become firmly established in only him and will not care for that wealth, then he will give wealth. On the other hand, if he knows that their minds may become distracted, he will not give them anything at that time. Yarukku na to bhaktas nu solla, bhaktaya nu solla. They have bhakti towards him, but maturity has not yet come. Just because we have bhakti does not mean we are mature also. Bhakti is there, maturity is not there. But what will Bhagavan do? He will withhold all of those things from them until that bhakti becomes mature. Thereafter, if he gives them, it will not matter to them. They will not even think about it. Their minds will be only upon him. Gardanala. Sudama concludes and lives his entire life thereafter, not attached to all the wealth in the midst of which he found himself. Wealth was there, comforts were there, luxuries were there, food plenty was there. Even though everything was there, he did not care for that. Instead, mind was given only to Krishna Chintanam. Meditating upon Krishna, thinking Krishna, loving Krishna, he lived his entire life in this manner. The story of Bhagavan's friend Sudhama, we've heard. We will now go for a break, extended our birth in the session, 20 minutes over time. But given the fact that this is the last day, I suppose it's okay. Gopika Jeevana Smaranam